Holy cow, this moment is far more significant than a lot of people realize.
The Amish, yeah, virtually. I heard none. See, Bobby wants to be very careful with what he says, and he should, but I'm not so careful with what I say. But you have certain groups. The Amish, as an example, they have essentially no autism. First,
Yeah, why is that? As Donald Trump pointed out, they don't take a lot of pills or procedures. Can I still call it that? Last time I talked about this issue, YouTube actually took down my video. YouTube actually deleted old videos when I talked about this. I was at a premiere of a major movie surrounding this that actually argued for the same policies that Donald Trump now is mandating with federal law that was previously banned and censored. Of course, it is common sense, and we have to give credit where credit is due. The press conference just officially ended. Now Donald Trump is doing his Q&A sessions, and you got to give credit to Donald Trump when he does something amazing. This is amazing. This is incredible. Some people say he hasn't gone far enough, and I can understand that argument. We'll tell you what will be going far enough. I think overall, an incredible, amazing start. That, of course, is carefully walking the line. As Donald Trump even said himself, I'm going to get attacked here. I was viciously attacked for this, but this is the truth. As he warned about the rise of autism being specifically escalatory in this country towards proportions and numbers that are terrifying. Used to be 1 in 20,000, then in 10,000, then in 5,000, then in 1,000, then in 1 in 10. This is a serious issue that some would say is the biggest threat against civil society as now. The level of medical type of interventions will finally be addressed in a way where I think it is being done so in a logical fashion. We're going to go over everything that was discussed here, everything that was done, all here on this independent media broadcast. If you appreciate these type of very risky videos, which might get this video taken down. Last video I did about this taken down, deleted. I had old videos where me and David Icke are talking about many, many years ago, forced procedures on people, and then that happened with the COOF years. That video got taken down for COOF misinformation, which is crazy. But again, if you appreciate it, subscribe, click the notification button. We greatly appreciate all the time that you spend with us. Now, from the press conference, we got a couple major announcements. Number one, the first thing that they link is Tylenol. Donald Trump, during the press conference, says, do not take Tylenol if you are pregnant. Other medical professionals came on there and say, unless it's medical professional. Trump reiterated, he says, do not take it. Donald Trump also says, why do we have aluminum and mercury inside of the vaccine? We're getting rid of those. Great sign. Incredible sign. There's no reason. As Donald Trump previously talked about how these kids are being injected like horses with so many shots, and there's more and more shots. As a lot of people have correlated the rise of the shots in a short amount of period of time with the rise of autism. That was one correlation that people made here. Now, Donald Trump also announced, along with RFK Jr., they're going to be officially investigating and studying this, and that is good. There's going to be more investments specifically looking into this, which is going to be great and probably will be correlated, by the way. But now, Donald Trump says, hey, instead of just going to your doctor once and pumping your kid full of shots, wait, expand the number of doctor visits, do it a little bit later, and make it spaced out, which again, major people like Del Bigtree have been arguing for the past 15 years with their movie Vax in order to do so. They also said, hey, the MMR vaccines, instead of just doing one dose with these 3 different vaccines, you spread them out, right? You do one for measles, you do one for rubella, you do one for mumps, you spread them out. You still get the shot if people really want to take the shot. Personally, if I'm having children, I'm taking a different approach to this, personally, myself here. But again, this makes perfect logical sense. He also said, hey, there's no reason for a hepatitis B vaccine. As Donald Trump says, maybe when they're 12, if you guys want to, but there's no reason to give a baby a vaccine against an STD. Unless they're, of course, going over to the royal family or Epstein's Island. But that's a different story. Listen, this is finally, even though Donald Trump couldn't pronounce amphetamine, whatever he was trying to say in the beginning there. It doesn't matter. The discussion now, especially around aluminum, especially around mercury, especially around spreading out these procedures, huge big, vast. And of course, the internet was ablaze here saying, Trump, we won't allow autism anymore. And then Elon Musk disappearing on them. A lot of people say this was the moment Trump realized to do something about autism. A lot of people are making jokes about this. There's some funny moments to make about here. But out of the whole press conference, I thought this was the far biggest, most important section where a lot of people are reporting Big Pharma is going to lose their minds over this.
And by the way, I think I can say that there are certain groups of people that don't take vaccines and don't take any pills that have no autism. Does that tell you something? That's currently, is that a correct statement?
Yeah, that's big. Okay? That's a huge, big, grand statement as the Trump administration just came out with their autism plan. And we're going to be going over it because Donald Trump then reiterated a lot of this stuff. And of course, this is revolutionary. This is extremely amazing. And again, a lot of people are shocked. I mean, this is Mr. Operation Warp Speed. He now is doing the right things and studying and investigating things in a way that actually will lead to tremendous amount, in my opinion, life-changing type of a medical approach that I think was needed now more than ever. Some people say it's a little bit too late. I'm going to argue what he should have done that would have been a lot more egregious, a lot more aggressive, and rock the boat a little bit more. But before that, this is still great. Before talking about that and playing more clips from Donald Trump, we wanted to tell you about wearechange.shop. We got a shop because there's a lot of sinister people out there that want you fat, sick, and dumb. I don't want you fat, sick, and dumb. I don't want to promote gambling. I don't want to promote alcohol. I want to promote things that actually help you. One of the things that has helped me that I've been taking recently is magnesium glycinate. You go here, you click the link down in the description below, right? And then you go to the shop and you're like, oh, here, let's check out magnesium glycinate. And then you are able to get details and information. We got a little video here about magnesium glycinate. I like this stuff. I take it with my last meal of the day, personally. A lot of people are deficient in magnesium. Why? Because of monocropping. Our crops, our nutrients are very deficient in things like magnesium. As people, and I just typed magnesium glycinate into Twitter, and this is the first thing that comes up. Magnesium glycinate, quote, is the most underrated sleep enhancer on earth. It calms the nervous system, reduces anxiety, and promotes deep sleep. I took it nightly for 30 days. What it did to my energy and sleep, quote, changed everything. Other people are saying the most effective nervous system reset you can take. Magnesium glycinate calms anxiety, boosts stress resilience, helps you fall asleep faster, and enhances the quality of deep sleep. Here's how it works. Here's how to use it. And again, I really, really like this stuff. I cannot recommend it enough. We also have, of course, magnesium spray. If you have sore muscles, I like to put it on my feet, especially if people deal with a lot of foot cramps in the morning or at night. Magnesium deficiency usually is surrounding that. It helps you relax your muscles. And overall, it is something that is very transformative, right? And there's a lot of other things that I want to say that I can't because of like rules, laws, and regulations. But whatever. It works for me. It might work for you. Magnesium glycinate, cannot recommend it enough. For people who do their own due diligence, if you want to do your own research, do it. Speak to a medical professional before putting anything new into your own body. But overall, magnesium, I super enjoy it. I think you will too. Do your own research before putting anything into your own body. Now, let's go back to this other clip here from Donald Trump that I think is absolutely critically important to understand here. This is big. This is huge, guys. We don't understand. People underestimate. People are like, oh, it's only going to be Tylenol. No, it's not. Donald Trump took the gloves off. Took the gloves off against Big Pharma. And then he even talked about, I don't know why they're doing this to us. I don't know why people are paying $80 for pills in the UK when they're paying thousands of dollars for it here. I don't understand why they're forcing these procedures onto kids in such a short period of time in so many mega loads. They're not horses. And again, Donald Trump absolutely hit the nail on the head here. Amazing, incredible job.
You know it's artificially induced. It's not like something that when you go from all of those, healthy babies to a point where I don't even know structurally if a country can afford it. And that's the least of the problems. To have families destroyed over this is just so terrible. I also, and we've already done this, we want no mercury in the vaccine. We want no aluminum in the vaccine.
Thank goodness for RFK Jr. If RFK Jr. wasn't there, this probably wouldn't have happened. God bless RFK Jr., right? He's been fighting this fight for an extremely long time. Of course, he was a lot more careful than the president of the United States during the press conference here. But thank goodness. Why are we blasting our children, our babies, with aluminum and mercury? Why?
The MMR, I think, should be taken separately. This is based on what I feel, the mumps, measles, and all the three should be taken separately. And it's
You can tell that this is definitely RFK's wheelhouse, Rose, right? And you know what? I don't care. I'm still so happy this is happening.
seems to be that when you mix them, there could be a problem. So there's no downside in taking them separately.
By the way, Florida is going to be the first state that doesn't mandate a lot of these procedures on children. Good.
In fact, they think it's better, so let it be separate. The chicken pox is already separate because when that got mixed in, I guess they made it four for a while, it really was bad. So they make chicken pox. Individually, they're okay. When you mix them, something maybe happens. So there's no downside in doing it. It's not like, oh, if you do it, bad things. No, it's only good side. And it may not have that much of an impact, but it may have a big impact. So let those be taken separately. And then hepatitis B is sexually transmitted. There's no reason to give a baby that's almost just born hepatitis B. So I would say wait till the baby is 12 years old and formed and take hepatitis B. And I think if you do those things, it's going to be a whole different, it's going to be a revolution in a positive sense in the country.
Absolutely. I mean, this is not just weighing down the economy, not just weighing down the healthcare system, but the future of this country that predominantly has been hindered. Why? Because of big pharma profits. If that's what's going to be found out here, I mean, criminal charges need to happen. Now, the White House released their kind of action plan. We're going to go over that. I still have a lot of things to say about what should be done, right? And again, I understand the argument, not far enough, and I'll go over why. But I'm still happy. As the Trump administration says, they're going to be informing doctors and families specifically about the dangers of acetaminophen. I'll be like Donald Trump. I won't pronounce it too. Not to use it during pregnancy. Makes sense. Talking about making therapeutics available. Good. I like that. Increasing research investment. Good. Yes. This is not controversial, right? And then the media, oh no, Trump's implying vaccines cause autism right now on TV. Oh no. Well, I don't think he's wrong. There's a lot of correlations. Now we're going to find out with the studies. All right? We're going to find out with the studies. As a lot of people are saying, Trump said the quiet part out loud here, saying, I think the medical establishment really doesn't want people to know what's really going on here. As he's talking about, there's a big cover-up here. All right? That's pretty big here. And if there's a cover-up that has created autism and allowed it to rise for profit, or maybe a sinister eugenics depopulation agenda, since, there's so many people in the medical field that control it with their Bill Chill, that believe that there's too many people in this world, and they want to force procedures on people in order to lower those numbers. Bill Gates, Epstein Island guy.
Today, we're delighted to be joined by America's top medical and public.
Yeah, this is the people that were there. As Donald Trump also had two women there that had autistic sons. It's mainly more boys are affected by this. That's another weird kind of reason here. But this is something that is becoming a kind of major endemic. This is something that is becoming very major. Now, we saw Donald Trump essentially reiterate what he previously said before, where he kind of linked the two, saying, listen, children are not horses. Little babies should not be injected with that much fluid. He said this an hour before, saying during the Charlie Kirk that he's going to have one of the biggest announcements that will change the medical trajectory of this country. Now, in the beginning, we saw a lot of people say, oh, it's Tylenol. It's Tylenol. He's only going to be talking about Tylenol. He did talk about Tylenol. And there are correlations and there are links. And then people are making fun of him. Some people are saying, well, is he just going to blame everything on Tylenol and not vaccines here? As New York Post is reporting, Trump administration set to announce Tylenol during pregnancy rises the risk of autism. Now, a lot of people who are mocking him don't understand that there's big universities, Harvard, Johns Hopkins, Mount Sinai. None of them are aligned with Trump and RFK that have been publishing research showing that there are these potential risks. So why in the world is Trump getting attacked here? Now, the FDA will be immediately notifying physicians about these dangers of Tylenol. Donald Trump talked about breaking up the schedules, not doing the visits, just one visit. He says do 4, do 5 visits, do multiple visits. He talked about breaking up MMR vaccines. Good. And if people still want to take them, they can. Tylenol's parent company was actually speaking out against this. Again, what's going to be discovered here will be the science, right? The science is going to be important here, as there's many doctors, PhDs, studies, preliminary kind of investigations into this that are ongoing, and there will be more ongoing now. Now, automatically, before Trump even announced what he's going to be doing, leftist liberal states have decided to create coalitions, as we have the West Health Coalition, which is wild. To have states being like, oh no, whatever they're going to do, we're going to make sure we stand together. As in the Northeast, Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, New York City, that formed their own Northeast coalition there to do what? Force Tylenol on women? Like what? To make sure, like you're going to make sure the vaccine schedule isn't spread out. You're going to make sure all at once. Why? What's the argument? Same with Hawaii, California, and Western states that are like, what are you doing? How does this make any sense at all? It doesn't. It doesn't at all. But again, a lot of people were like, oh, it's just horrible. For me, Trump didn't go far enough. I'm happy he went where he went. I'm happy he said exactly what he said. But for me, listen, this should have been something where it's like, okay, until we get the studies, we're not going to force people to take this. We're going to follow what the state of Florida did. And listen, the science is still unknown. We're not going to force these. That's what I would have done, right? I would have fast-tracked these studies. I would have Operation Warp Speed. But the inverse of that, actually. Public funds, studies, investigations into exactly what's happening here, while at the same time announcing criminal charges. That's how far I would have taken it. That's just me, right? I would have said, okay, no more mandates at all, right? Liability, gone. Investigations, on. If the investigations prove criminal behavior, jail, right? All these people indefinitely detained. All these people, a part of it who we think might be responsible, detained upon further investigation. And then I would go to those people and be like, excuse me, you snitch. We'll go easy. We'll go easy on you. That's how far I would have taken it. Because what's happening to our children, what's happening with the mental health, the physical health epidemic that we're dealing with right now, astronomically detrimental, not just to our economy, to our society. And there are criminal elements. Bill Gates would have been the first one. Billy boy, you're invested in a lot of these. Let's talk about your Bill Chill. Let's come here. Let's talk about the Bill Chill. Okay, let's talk about how the scientific community is afraid to even criticize things you're invested in. How did that impact you? Let's bring in the scientists. Bring them in. What do you guys want to investigate that he told you not to investigate? Or you guys didn't investigate? Now we're going to investigate it. Right? That's what I would have done. But that's more of a heavy-handed approach there. Yeah. But looking around at all the fat, sick, just human potential that's been ruined in this country, that's been devastated, that's been failed by all these quote public health institutions. Trump hasn't gone far enough. Where he went today, Great. Amazing. Give credit where credit is due. Only under Donald Trump's leadership and RFK Jr. are we actually able to have these type of public discussions on it and public policies. I mean, Dr. Oz is there, RFK Jr., Bhattacharya is there. Amazing, incredible group of people that are doing things that are now more important than ever. If you agree, share this video. How far do you think Trump should have taken it? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for everyone doing their own homework and making sure that they're supplementing correctly. You could supplement incorrectly too. Make sure you're doing it correctly. I want to be here if it wasn't for you guys and my kind of push for healthier, happier, incredible, beautiful, more amazing human beings. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.